I'm going to give you 5 legs of a stool that I've used, and then I want you, as a homework assignment as we go toward the new year, to figure out your 5 legs. The first leg is simple. It's the main driver of income for you as a real estate investor. What is that going to be? For me personally, it's been buying, renovating, and selling property. Year in, year out, that's what I derive the most revenue, the most income to pay my bills from real estate investment. For you, it might be the same. It might be a wholesale business where you're buying properties, where you're putting properties under contract and selling them to other investors. It could be a real estate agent. It could be a retail lender. Whatever it is, you got to figure out that first leg of the stool. That is your main driver of income. Number 2, the second leg in my business is maybe most important. It's net worth and long-term cash flow. Folks, we want to get away from we're only good as our last deal. So over the course of your career, whether that's the first year, second year, fifth year, for me it was about the 5th year, you need to be buying properties that you're going to hold long term. Now, these can be residential properties. These can be small commercial properties. These properties can be in the metro area of Washington, D.C., or other parts of the country where the cash flow is a little better. Your intent here is to derive a long-term net worth. If you talk to any long-term experienced investor, most of them derive most of their net worth by holding properties. Imagine this, in 2004, I bought a property in D.C. for a little over $200,000. Today, the appraisal is close to 1.6. Now, again, you can do that in other forms or fashion. So you got to pick your net worth, your cash flow vehicle. Maybe you want to buy index stocks. Maybe you want to take a flyer on some kind of cryptocurrency. For me, as a real estate investor, I'm comfortable with the real estate, and I put all my cards on the table with long-term real estate investments. So that's the second leg of the stool. The third leg of the stool, now 3, 4, 5 can be up to you. It can be what you're comfortable with. For me, the third leg of the stool was pretty simple. It was lending. It was a natural progression as I went about my day-to-day business, meeting other investors, and investors needed capital. So I made sure that I learned how to be a good lender. So I would lend short-term money to other investors, make a rate of return, and then also make a few what we call points, a couple percentage points on that money. And that diversified my income. That allowed me to do more deals, have my money spread out, and other investors of mine spread out into other deals. So for me, it was lending. Number 4, for me, it's been training. And it can be for you too. If you're out there and you've had some experience in real estate investment as a real estate agent, as a lender, as a contractor, as someone that knows how to find good wholesale opportunities, you can offer that training to other investors. And by doing that, you not only can generate some training income, but you can also build your network, which is very important. We all need to build as large a networks as we can. I've done that through a company called Profitable Property, where many of you know that I've offered training for many years, and also Washington REIA, a larger network of investors here in the DC metro area that we've tried to provide training, other speakers, really day-to-day business of ours that we've shared with investors across the area. And that's allowed us to meet more people, to build our network, to allow us to do more deals. So that's a fourth leg for me. So it's number 1, it's deriving income, leg number 1. Number 2, for me, it's net worth and cash flow. That should be everybody. The first 2 legs should be consistent. And then you decide the other 2 or 3. Number 5 for me, it's been a derivative of what I've just said. It's kind of my bucket for partnerships. I do partnerships with other people across the DMV on different projects, on wholesale deals, on buy, renovate, and sell deals. And you can do that too. Now, let's step back. So those are my 5 legs, okay? Let's step back for you. Let's talk to you as a beginning investor. Number 1, during this course of next 3 weeks, over the holidays, the end of the next year, decide on what that number 1 legs of your stool is going to be. How are you going to derive your income in 2025 as a real estate investor, either full-time or part-time? What strategy are you going to implement that you're comfortable with, that you're knowledgeable about, that you can make some money with? And number 2, decide on how you're going to generate net worth and cash flow. Is that going to be through property? Is that going to be through notes? Is that going to be through maybe another investment, maybe the stock market? But you need to be putting the money away, so to speak, for a rainy day to build up over time. So do those things, and I think you'll be very happy with how this real estate investment business can work for you. Now, those of you who have experience, What are you going to do in 2025 different? Are you going to do anything different? Maybe not. Maybe you were satisfied with this past year and you want to replicate that. But if you want to grow, you might have to add a few things. Maybe you add a few wholesale deals to your package. Maybe you add a few partnerships. Maybe you set up a small training program for people to expand your network. So we always want to be thinking on how we can use our knowledge and our resources to grow our business. So that's what I hope for you as we go in the new year. Now, let's back up. Talking about 2025. What are we going to do now to prepare ourselves? Now, this is what I would do. I would look really hard at our last year. What did we accomplish? Where, most importantly, did we find our deals? So as a buy, renovator, and seller of property, I'm looking at where did those properties come from? Was it from my network? Was it from a realtor? Was it from a wholesaler? Was it from a partnership? And I want to look at those and I want to see if I see any trends. I want to add gas to the fire, if you will, in 2025. So if, 4 or 5 deals came from a realtor, how can I expand that? What's the profile of that realtor? How can I continue business with that realtor and also find 1 or 2 more that can add maybe 1 or 2 more deals to the pile next year? So you always want to be looking back, where was your success, and then continue that and grow that. Now, even you beginners, if this last year you didn't do anything, why not? What got in your way? What things can you do in 2025 to get over that hurdle? Do you need more education? Do you need a better network? Do you need to go to more classes and learn more? Do you need to spend more time on YouTube and online and build your network out so you're comfortable doing deals? So we all can do that during this time. That will be very helpful. And I'm going to leave you with this as we go toward 2025. We all got to grow. We all got to learn. I have a storage unit, if you will, in a building that I own in Virginia. And in that storage unit, man, I have a lot of training material. I have a lot of old books. I have a lot of old, believe it or not, cassette tapes and training materials and manuals. And I go down there every now and then. I kind of rifle through, pick something up I haven't read in a while. And I start thumbing through it and reading it because most of the things are motivational. Most of the things are how-to in the real estate business. And I have 2 books here that I want to share with you. One I've talked about many times. It's called Atomic Habits. And I know a lot of you have ordered that and read that. I just love that book. And if you've never heard of it or never read it, go ahead and maybe order it. It's not that expensive on Amazon. And it can really be helpful. Thumb through it over the holidays and start implementing some of those things in the new year. And the second one I came across, kind of an oldie but goodie, some of you might have heard of this, called The Power of Focus. It's by a guy by the name of Jack Canfield, Canfield. Excellent book. And I hadn't read it in a while and I kind of thumbed through it. Again, keeping us on target of what we really want to accomplish in the real estate investment business. I hope some of this helps you. I wish everyone a very happy holidays. Stay in touch. Let's do some deals in 2025. If I can help you on any of your legs, meaning knowing what you're doing and your skill set and how you can position this, be more than happy to do that. Because remember, there's lots of legs to the school. All of us don't have the same skills and networks and resources. So we just got to start somewhere and build this over time. But the 2 main things I want to leave you with, find the first leg, find that driver of your revenue next year. And number 2, really focus on leg number 2, that net worth, that cash flow, that long-term building of assets, that long-term building of net worth. Because folks, it's coming whether we like it or not. And we want to wake up one day where we have monies coming in, we want to have capital and resources so we can live our lives freely, if you will, and do the things that we love to do. So again, hope this helps, and we'll talk to you soon.